All right, everybody. So today I wanted to give you a mini garden tour to show you what is blooming right now in my zone 8A in the south. Ideally, I would have loved a nice sunny morning to show off the blooms, but at least, it's not sunny and it's not going to be bothering my skin, so that's good. And we'll just see what the blooms look like on an overcast day. So let's get started. All right, let's first start here at the community garden, which I share with my neighbor. So this is her iris, a yellow iris that she planted. And then behind that is an iris that was gifted by my husband's grandmother. So it's more of a dark red with yellow in the center. So I think it contrasts well with this yellow. It just looks they both look so nice together. From the community garden, we're going to be heading to the main front garden. And this is the Maridel native azalea, which I got at a local plant sale. It's beautiful. It smells like honeysuckle. Has a nice delicate pink bloom. I got this, I believe, in the fall in 2021, and I wanted to cut off these long stems, but I refrained myself and just letting the plant be and see how it does. And I really wanted the height. If you like honeysuckle scent, native azaleas are a good choice for you. All right, let's go over our bridge here. All right, we're gonna be heading over there. Do you see that? That is the fleeting beauty, which I call her the peony. It's Lady Anna peony, and I actually got that from Walmart, I believe, in 2021. And next to it is the Amsonia hubrichtii. I may have said that wrong. But anyway, let's go and take a closer look at both of these. You probably cannot tell in the camera, but the bloom heads are so big. Here's the palm of my hand, and this is how big it is. So very beautiful. This is the best year for this peony, and it's so beautiful. I'm going to be taking some cuttings of these bloom heads and then dry them. Of course, enjoying the nice scent before that. So the scent smells like if I were to describe it, it's like a typical perfumey smell. Like if you were to go to the mall or something, this is more likely what you would smell. Typically I don't like that kind of scent, but because it's natural and because I'll be putting it in a room, it's going to smell so good. So this is one of my favorite flowers. Of course, as you all know, it doesn't last long, so we got to enjoy it when we can. This is what always amazes me. Look at how small the bloom, the bud is, and look at how huge the bloom is. Look at all the petals. I just can't imagine how all of this used to fit into this nice tight bud. It just amazes me. Next to it is this Amsonia hubrichtii, and I love blue flowers. It's one of my favorite colors in the garden, and right now it's more whitish, but this is my kind of like my first full year experiencing the blooms. So they were a lot bluer earlier, or I should say, a few days ago, but now it looks like they are whiter. in color. But regardless, I actually thought that was a worm or something. Oh my goodness. As some of you know, I am afraid of caterpillars and worms. So this is just so beautiful to me. You could still see the blue, you know, at the base there. And it's just so wispy. And if you did not know, if you do not have one in the fall, the foliage turns into this nice golden yellow. So it'll give you a nice winter interest as well, or fall interest, I should say. From what I've seen of this, you have one plant here and it's going to get bigger, and it's probably going to be reseeding itself. So I'm looking forward to having this space just fills with Dansonia, because I love it so much. And I'm hoping that as it, you know, expands, it will be a nice neighbor to this peony. As you can see, I do have negative spaces around the peonies, and I would love for the peonies to have some nice close neighbors, so when the leaves die down, or typically it's very short-lived, and I want some kind of protection or something to kind of hide the foliage when it doesn't look so pretty anymore. All right, just ahead is the salvia, white salvia. I believe that is how it was labeled, just white salvia. You got to be careful with white salvias because they could reseed themselves pretty good. I had to pull some out, but they are so beautiful when they bloom. Look at that. I left another one right there, and I should have some other ones popping up soon as well. But so far, this was the main plant, and when it does bloom, it's so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. And next to it are the garas. They look like little butterflies, the blooms. I just love them when they get bigger, and then, you know, later on when the spikes, the bloom spikes get longer, and when you have a light breeze or just wind in general, it just looks so beautiful. You just see them swaying back and forth. All right, usually I always forget to show this off, but this is English thyme, and look at how beautiful the blooms are. They're very tiny, very dainty, but still beautiful. And I use this as a ground cover, and it works really well with the rosemary. This is like the Mediterranean look of the garden. I always forget to showcase this blackberry. It's sweetie pie blackberry. It's thornless blackberry. But this year, look at the blooms. They just caught my eye because they're so striking, so beautiful. Look at all that. I've never looked at them really closely, so it has a very hint of pink in there, but mostly it's white, and they look so fluffy. Here's a bloom that has not opened yet. It's more on the pink side, and I think what it does is that it starts off pink and then goes like this, and eventually it turns completely white and it'll fall off. Just beautiful. And it doesn't look bad with the lighting, right? All right, next we come to this Shaker's Prayer Siberian Iris. This was gifted from my sister. Look at how beautiful the purple is. And I was just like surprised that it looks so spectacular. And you can see just up ahead, they're over there as well. All right, so here at my foundation, I have 3 of these Chinzan azaleas, and they have nice small flowers. But look at how interesting the foliage is. They're tiny looking, and they stay compact, more compact, and the leaves are able to withstand the hot sun here a lot better than the other azaleas that I have. Unfortunately, I do not see this type of azalea for sale anymore, and it's just I mean the tag says it's part shade, but apparently it does so well in full sun, and it looks more like a holly than an azalea. Definitely, I'm pretty sure if this was to be in part shade, I think the foliage would be a lot bigger. But I still have blooms. I did cut or prune these, I think, before July. Typically with azaleas, you have, until July. I believe you have to do it before July 4th in order to get really good blooms the following year. I got some dieback right there, but it's flushing out pretty good. More blooms there, spider web there. And then this is the smaller wonky one that went through some hardship, but it is still doing really good with what it has right now. Still blooming as well. Okay, and then I place this, sorry, I just had to pull out some weed over here. Anyway, this is another clematis, which I apologize, I do not know the variety. I think like earlier in my gardening journey, I didn't care too much about the plant tag or the variety. I was just happy that I knew the genus, which is, clematis. So I know a lot of genus names with a lot of the plants. So I was just like, well, that's good enough for me. So when I got more into gardening, I realized that it was that it's just as important to know the variety names. So anyway, look at, it's red in color, and I just have it trail over this pencil holly, and it looks good. I don't really do anything to this area. Last but not least, this David Austin Poet's Wife rose. This is the only rose that I have that I kept. I had to remove all the other ones because they just require a lot of maintenance, and then also roses just don't do well in my south environment here. So I just kind of I didn't want to spend the time to baby them. And because, as you know, I do have a lot of garden beds to take care of. So I just kept this one because I just think it's just so beautiful. And also it just smells really good. And I figure I can probably handle one and go from there, I guess. But for now, one is all that I can do. This year I noticed that they are like the blooms are coming up or opening up a lot earlier, and then because of that and because of the crazy heat, like all of a sudden we're not really getting spring. I noticed that the blooms, the petals are not like what they used to be in previous years. So you can see that it seems like I don't have that full lush compact petals that I used to have in previous years. When I first got this rose, I think the first year when it was blooming, I noticed these yellow specks, and so that was, to me, it was a sign that it had a virus infection. So anyway, I took it out, took all the leaves out, and I still have it. So definitely it had been infected with some kind of virus, unfortunately. But it really doesn't affect the blooms. I don't know if this year's bloom could be affected somehow by this virus. I'm not sure. We'll just wait and see. It doesn't take away from all the, you know, whatever I'm seeing here, all the buds that I'm seeing right now. I do try to spray it, which I have done. You know, one of those 3-in-1 where it treats for fungal infection, and then also for maybe other pests, and then it's also a feed as well. So I might have to come and do that again very soon. Well, I think that is it for this video. Thank you so much for coming along on this garden tour. I hope you enjoyed it. And until my next video, take care and bye for now.
It's me, the Mario. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so that way you don't miss out on any more content.